Oh, what's going on, Orlando Magic fans? Welcome to the Six Man Show Postgame Live, presented by Rock'em. Oh, did we need that? Oh my gosh, did we need that? I think the players needed it. I think us fans needed it. I think Jeff Turner needed it. Did you hear the relief in his voice? Man, wow. Welcome to the show. Magic win 121-113 over the Detroit Pistons in a wacky game. Like, what in the world was that? What a mess. Super physical, super chippy. Refs were horrible for both sides. The Magic scored 121 points, which is not too far away from double what they scored on Thursday. So let that sink in. Or Wednesday. I don't know what day it is anymore. Friday, whatever it is. The last game. But yeah, wow. Okay. I'm just beyond elated that the Magic have won a basketball game. That's what I'm excited about. Jalen Suggs returns tonight. That's amazing. Yeah, Cole is back tonight. We got a lot to talk about on this show. But yeah, welcome. My name's Kevin. Glad you're hanging out with us on this Saturday night. This is the Six Man Show Postgame Live. It's presented by Rock'em. They're the world's largest sock store, and they're located in Central Florida, in Orlando, just down the road from Kia Center. I wanted to show you. Where did it go? There it is. I showed these on the last episode. Rock'em is now going into the low-cut sock world. They've actually had some other low-cut socks in the past, but you can get Orlando Magic low-cut socks now. As a guy that prefers low-cut socks, this is a game changer for me. So check them out at rock'em.com, whether it's for the Orlando Magic or for some of your other favorite sports teams, and just use this code MAGIC20 because it'll get you 20% off your order at rock'em.com. And it doesn't just have to be for Magic folks, or for Magic gear, I mean, okay? We have one of our patrons who's a big Ohio State fan get into our Discord earlier, I think today or yesterday, and said, hey, I'm getting ready to buy some Ohio State national champion socks from Rock'em. And yes, you can use that code MAGIC20 for anything at rock'em.com all Orlando Magic season long. Big shout out to Rock'em for sponsoring the show. And big shout out to the Orlando Magic. Let's go. Come on, guys. We got some super chats to get us started off tonight. First off, it's Luis Rosario. Says, let's have a moment of silence for the 5-game losing streak. Now play the song. See you in Miami on Monday. Let's go Magic. That's awesome. I know there's several Magic fans that are making the trip down to Miami, of course, like usual. So if you are one of those fans, let me know in the chat. I'm definitely curious. I know Luis Rosario will be there. You said play the song, and we're going to do that. I want to look back. When's the last time we played the song? January 12th? 13 days? 13 days since we have last heard this song. That is so tragic, but it's also going to make this so much more enjoyable. Let's play the song. Oh, that's so bad. Yeah. Oh. It's never sounded so beautiful. Oh, let's go. Thank you for that super chat. Luis Rosario. Next we have King the 7th says, felt like old times tonight. P5 carrying us through 3 and Boogeyman taking us home. P5 in fourth quarter. Franz. Hashtag go Magic. P.S. I hope Suggs is good. Yeah, we'll talk about Jalen Suggs here in a little bit, but you are 100% right. Paolo, great through 3. Franz, outrageous in the fourth. Like, taking shots I thought had no chance. Those two combined for 64 points. 64. Lest we forget that in the last game, the Orlando Magic scored 79 points. 79 as a team. And tonight, those two combined for 64. Wild turn of events. K Dizzy 88 says, the feeling is back. Bro, you are not wrong. You forget what it's like. Not just like winning games, but to win with that crew. Like we haven't done that since October 30th. Well, we lost October 30th. We haven't won with this crew since October 28th. October 28th. It's January 25th. November, December, January. 3 months. We haven't done this for 3 months. So yeah, the feeling is 100% back. And David S. says, Franz was in fuego in the fourth. Let's go Magic. Yeah, 25 points in the fourth quarter. Guys, if you do the math, that's a pace for a 100-point game. Oh, man. Wow. Okay. Amazing. Wow. Amazing. Golly. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's great. But it was also just a really weird game. Like, the officiating tonight was so bad. Like, and I mean on both sides. Like, there were some really, really bad calls both ways, right? Like, I have a laundry list of things that I think the refs did against the Magic tonight. That's fine. I also have a handful that I think were totally ridiculous for the Pistons. I think the officiating tonight was like one of the worst games I've ever seen. And again, I don't just mean like, oh, they screwed us, right? Like, there have been some really bad games in Magic history, of course, when you're playing up against the really, really big market teams and the refs, favor them over the Magic. I'm not talking about that. That's different. Tonight was just like they were just making crap up. Like, it was egregious mishandling of situations, egregious bad calls, no calls, missed calls, whatever. Anyway, I had to get that out of the way because it was so bad. Didn't impact, the Magic losing this game, obviously, because they won. But the other stuff it was a very physical, chippy game, which I always enjoy. And again, this goes back to the officiating. I wish the refs just let them freaking play. I wish they let them yap and talk to each other. Like, let the players run their mouths. Let the players fist pump. Let the players play the game. Like, come on, man. It's annoying. But then, as far as Magic goes, before we get to the chat, we already talked about Franz. Franz was not good through three quarters. Like, he was bad. I think David Steele said he was 1 of 12 through three quarters. So he ends up going 9 of 10 in the fourth. Free throws were a major problem. Free throws were the reason that the Magic didn't blow this game open. Magic shoot 26 of 38 from the line. They leave 12 points at the line tonight, which is wild. But Paolo was so good tonight. Franz was obviously elite in the fourth. Jonathan Isaac was huge in that multiple times in this game, but especially in that second quarter when the Magic got back into it. That was quite the stretch there to close the second quarter. Cole Anthony had some really good moments. He had several really bad moments, some really bad turnovers, but offensively he was. I mean, the Magic shot 48% from the field, 45% from three. That's just, again, thinking about what we just went through the last game, this is just night and day. Could not be more different, which I'm thrilled about. All right, chat, your turn. Let's go. By the way, there's like a million of you here today. Yeah, there's a ton of you here on YouTube and watching on X. Welcome, guys. By the way, if you're watching over on Twitter on X, YouTube is the place to be. Obviously, you can enjoy it from Twitter and X, but if you want to get involved in the chat and in Super Chats, come over to YouTube. We'll get you involved there. All right, let's go to the chat. Let's see what we got. C. Thomas says, I can't wait for Kevin to acknowledge the last episode. Lol. If he hadn't made the last episode exactly the way he did, I don't know if I would be so eager to watch tonight. Yeah, the last few were something. The last couple post-game lives, because the last couple games were something. Really, the last 5. Ross Holder says, thank goodness this wasn't my 6th post 3 a.m. loss. Let's go fourth quarter, Franz. Get out of here, Detroit. Yeah, thank you for staying up and watching this all the way from, I'm assuming, let's see, 3 a.m. So you're somewhere in Europe. I can't. Ross Holder, I remember I've asked you this before where you are, but if you're still here, let me know in the chat. Should we talk about Detroit really fast? Like, is this a rivalry now? Even if it's a short-term rivalry, they very clearly do not like us, and I don't know if that's because of the Cole Anthony, Jaden Ivey injury thing, and if that's their reason, that's fine. Like, I get that. Obviously super unfortunate play, but if you feel like you got to take it out on us, that's fine. But the whole night, it was just very physical, very chippy. Isaiah Stewart, I don't know what he has against us. I don't know if he was mad that Franz tried to dunk on him twice early in this game. Like, I don't really understand that. But yeah, a lot of really physical moments. Even at the very beginning, I forgot this. Tobias Harris and Jalen Suggs getting mixed up in the first less than 2 minutes. And Tobias Harris getting the flagrant foul. Like, it was weird from the beginning. So, yeah, you guys tell me, is this like a rivalry now? What's really interesting is the Magic don't play the Pistons again the rest of the season, which also, by the way, huge win for the Magic tonight because this wins the season series over the Pistons 2-1. And so should the Magic and Pistons be in a two-way tie at the end of the season, the Magic would own a tiebreaker, which is great. But I don't know. It felt weird. And again, if it's because of the Jaden Ivey thing, I get it. But it just felt a little bit out of the blue to all of a sudden be, whoa, this game flared up real fast. Oh, man, let's see. Matthew Kennison says, still don't see this team making home court advantage during playoffs until we get better three-point shooters. That's all I'm saying. And Weltman keeps hiding behind injuries. He hasn't done anything huge. Yes, I agree. Tonight may have been a little reminder for all of us, myself included, about the kinds of looks that players will get with Franz and Paolo on the floor, and the fact that Franz and Paolo on any given night can shoot the ball well from three. They combined tonight for 7 of 14 from three, just those two. 50% on 14 threes is outrageous. The team as a whole, again, shot 45.5% from three. So the three-point shooting was certainly there tonight. Is this repeatable over the last, I don't even remember how many games we have left, 35, whatever it is. Is it repeatable over 35 games? No. But should it be better than the 30% that we shot in the first 45 games or whatever it is? I'd like to think so. I still think the Magic are going to make a move before the deadline. I do, but we'll see. We will see. Okay, Matthew Kennison says, oh, it's the same Matthew Kennison. Says, Paolo had to score 30 points to get this win. The offense is still lost. Don't let this one fool you. I don't know, man. I mean, the Magic scored 121 points tonight. That's not a lost offense. Again, is it repeatable? Probably not in this fashion. We got a super chat. Greasy nuts. Why do you do this to me, man? There's a fine line with what I say on this show and what I refuse to say on this show. And you always try to toe the line. You always like tiptoe. Sometimes you go too far and I won't read it. And sometimes you just get right up there. Fine. He says, pull down your ponds. Okay. Thank you for the super chat, Greasy Nuts. I hope that made your night. All right. Let's go back to the chat. The Only Hero says, man, what a game. Was panicking hard after the first quarter. Glad they got it together. Paolo was great and Franz was amazing in the fourth. So glad I get to say it. Play the song. Yeah. That first quarter, I was like, oh, crap. We have really fallen apart. We have almost everybody back except for Goga and Gary, if you want to consider him. And it's just like, yikes. But yes, second quarter, they went on that run again, fueled by some amazing Jonathan Isaac defense. Went on that run. That was the first time in like over 2 weeks that it felt like Orlando Magic basketball. Like I literally, that's what I texted Jonathan. I was like, this is the first stretch. It was like a 2-minute stretch where a bunch of stops, a lot of hustle, a lot of energy, a lot of effort. It was like, we haven't seen this in weeks, in like half a month. Man, that was so important. All right, let's see here. Carson says, Franz and Paolo, OMG. This is Magic basketball. Franz went from ice cold to hot. Yeah, he did. How'd you like that little walk-off interview there with Dante Marchitelli? It ended up with Paolo and Franz, arm around each other. And like, man, that'll get you feeling things, right? Love that we have those guys, man. So grateful. And just grateful that they're back healthy. C. Thomas, this is so true. Can't get over how much improvement the Pistons have finally made this year. The Pistons are a good basketball team, and they're really fun to watch, too. I think so. Cade Cunningham, which you continue here, C. Thomas says, more and more, I keep thinking to myself how good Cade Cunningham would look in a Magic jersey. Yeah. The Pistons look at you and say you'll have to pry him from their cold, dead hands, right? Because they're not trading him. Because he's legit. He's so good. He's really, really good. And yeah, I'm glad for the Pistons. I'm glad they're playing well. Our dear friend Janine says, our boys are back. Play the song. Let's go. Love playing the song. Oh, man. Diego says, the refs are really trying their best to help the Pistons. The trip, are you serious? Yeah, the Wendell trip call was wild. How can a guy trip a player when he is pulling his foot back? He's literally backpedaling, meaning he is moving that foot, that leg, in the opposite direction of Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham is the one who's stepping forward. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And again, I think the Pistons might have an equal amount of grievances with the refs tonight. I don't think it was one-sided bad. I think it was just bad all around. Just really bad refereeing tonight. Colin says, play the song. Man, we needed that. Gosh, did we need that. Again, like I said at the top of the show, I think the players needed that. You could sense like the weight lifted off their shoulders as the clock was winding down. As Powell and Franz were doing the post-game interview with Dante, like you just felt that. Obviously, the fan base needed it. Understatement of the year. But like I said, even the broadcast team, like David and JT, like the moments that we saw tonight that were more reflective of Orlando Magic basketball, you could just feel that from the broadcast team, from David and Jeff. Like, it's like, look at this. Like, look, did you see that? Look, we're back. It felt great. It felt great. And how important is it, by the way, to get this win in this fashion right before going on this road trip? Monday at Miami, then it's Thursday at Portland again, and then you're out west, obviously on that trip. I think it's huge. If you lost tonight and you're going into this, I think it's a 6-game road trip on a 6-game losing streak, look out. Look out. Luke Benson says, refs bailing out the Cavs right now as usual. I know they're playing the Rockets and it was close. How did that game finish? Wow. Oh, the Rockets did win. Wow, so the Rockets sweep the Cavs in the last week. They just beat them last week too. That's wild. Hey, the Magic gained a game on the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight. Let's go. Luke says, good win, but we still need to make a move by the deadline. I agree. I do agree. Tobias says, play the song. I almost don't remember the lyrics. Oh, it's been that long. It's so sad. 2 weeks. BW says, it's been 84 years. Oh, man. Brandon says, only Franz. Hope Suggs is okay. Yeah, Jalen Suggs, leaves the game. He slips on the floor. It's a weird play. Slips on the floor, leaves the game, goes down the tunnel with Arnie Kander. Comes back to the bench. But obviously did not come back into the game, so we'll see. Fortunate, I was really worried it was going to be a back thing. Fortunately, it didn't look like that. It looked like something with his leg as he slipped, but obviously we'll have to wait and see. Hope he's okay. Guys, I haven't even talked about Jalen. I know Jalen was kind of all over the place tonight. Got the 5 fouls. Like, the fouling, the Jalen fouling it's so bad. I don't know if he went extra crazy because he knew he was on a minute restriction. Or, yeah, I don't know. But it's not a coincidence, guys. It's not a coincidence that Jalen goes out, the Magic go 2-8, and then Jalen comes back and the Magic win. Obviously, you don't need to tell me that the 10 games, it wasn't just Jalen that was out, right? Obviously, you're missing Franz for 9 of those. You're missing, half the team for a couple of those, right? I'm not saying that his absence is the only reason why. But I also don't think it's a coincidence that he comes back today and the team looked this drastically different just 48 hours later. I do not think that's a coincidence. I don't. I really don't. And so, yeah, he's a huge impactful player despite what the box score says. Which, again, I'm preaching to the choir. You guys know that. But I just have to give him credit because I think he was really important tonight. Super important. Yeah, Ryan says, what a huge 180 from the last game. Yeah. It could not be more different. Kevin. Hello, Kevin. Says, I am glad the vibes shifted from PGL therapy sessions to PGL celebration tonight. Play the song all night long. Also, Isaiah Stewart is a clown. Yeah. Absolutely. Love that. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and just go to the box score because I do want to get to. There's a lot of scores around the league today. I think 28 teams played today, which is pretty wild. But I really want to get to the standings because we're in the second half of the season, and that section of the whole East, like from 5 to 10, is really tight. 5 to 9, maybe. And so every night it's changing. So I want to go over that in a second. But let's go to the box score and see what else we got. So obviously we talked about Franz, 32, 7 and 4, abysmal first 3 quarters offensively. Fourth quarter was historic, 25 points. I think he ended up 9 for 10 from the field in the fourth quarter. Paolo, 32, 9 and 7. Those two combined for 4 turnovers in 69 minutes, or really 70 minutes. That's pretty good. Wendell Carter Jr., interesting night for him. 11 points, 11 boards, 3 assists. Pretty aggressive for the most part. Couple fouls I thought were maybe... He had a couple bad calls. He also had a couple bad fouls, if you ask me. And obviously, 0 for 2 from 3. Both of them were wide open. You want to see him hit a 3 a night, really. KCP, pretty quiet tonight. 7 points for him. Jalen, we just talked about him. Limited minutes, only 15 and a half minutes. 8 points. If there's any silver lining, if Jalen is not actually hurt, if he's actually okay, hopefully this ends up being good for him, that he only plays 15 minutes tonight. Maybe he can play a few more on Monday. We'll see. Again, if he's healthy. Anthony Black, 5 points for him. Had a nice dunk there. Jonathan Isaac, the most impactful player off the bench for sure today. 14 points, 5 boards, 1 steal, 3 blocks. I think he actually ended up with 4 blocks. I know on the broadcast they said 4. NBA.com gave him 3. We'll see maybe tomorrow if that gets corrected. But he was just a menace defensively, but also, once again, continues to rebound the ball well and was able to knock down 2 of 3 from 3 and went 6 for 6 from the line. So, huge night for Jonathan Isaac. Tristan Da Silva played 26 minutes, 5 points for him. A lot of question marks around Tristan Da Silva during that stretch when Paolo was out and during the stretch with all the other injuries. What will Tristan Da Silva's role be once the team is fully healthy? You're seeing it. You're seeing it tonight. Is he going to play 26 minutes when this team is fully healthy? Probably not, but is he going to be one of the higher, the guys with the higher minutes from the bench? I think so. Cole tonight, I talked about him earlier. Scoring the basketball, he was really good. He hit his only 3-point attempt, had a great finish. That nifty, like, switching over to his right hand. I think his other one might have been a floater, his other field goal. But he had some horrible turnovers, right? So it's a little bit of yin-yang with him tonight. I'm not going to complain about Cole because in the end he had some really timely buckets. But some of those turnovers were really bad, like really bad. And then Jet Howard and Trevelyan Queen came in garbage time at the end. Like I said earlier, Magic shoot 48% from the field, 45.5% from 3. Yeah. But they leave 12 points at the free throw line, 26 of 38. Did they out-rebound? They did out-rebound the Detroit Pistons, which is pretty good, 56-50. And then they had fewer turnovers as well. Pistons with 16 turnovers, Magic with 14. Looking at some of the team stats here, there's that first quarter we just talked about. Magic scored 18 points in that first quarter. And if you're like me, I was like, oh no, this is bad. They turned right around and scored 36 in the second. And then the fourth quarter, I didn't realize they scored 42 points in the fourth quarter. And they needed every single one of those because the Pistons scored 32. Wow. Pistons with 58 points in the paint. Yeah, they get a lot of points in the paint. Their bench outscores ours. No surprise there tonight. And then, like I said, Magic get 14 turnovers compared to the Pistons 16, which is great. I do, like I said, want to go look at some of these other scores. The Sixers beat the Bulls. Interesting there. Knicks destroy the Kings. Rockets beat the Cavs, like we just talked about. Look at this Raptors team. The Raptors keep winning. They just beat the Hawks by 23. The Hornets beat the Pelicans. Unfortunately, Miami beats Brooklyn on Vince Carter's jersey retirement night. Celtics beat the Mavericks. Timberwolves beat the Nuggets, and the Pacers dismantle the San Antonio Spurs in Paris. Some of the games that are going on right now, Grizzlies are about to beat the Jazz. Lakers Warriors is a 6-point game in the fourth quarter. 11 minutes to go. Sign me up. Gonna have to catch the end of that one. And the Suns, of course, are beating the Washington Wizards, who at this point are back into, I believe, another double-digit losing streak. Yeah, 12 in a row they've lost. Let's refresh these standings. I do want to see. Should have bumped the Magic. Interesting. So ESPN I guess, just doesn't fully realize the tiebreaker here because the Magic should be the 6th seed right now. I guess maybe by multiple percentage points down here, I guess the Pistons actually do have a better record because they've only played 45 games and the Magic have played 47 games. Okay, fine, whatever, ESPN. But yes, mathematically speaking, the Magic are actually the 6th seed right now, which is cool. You jump all the way. You were down at 9, 24 hours ago, tied for 9, essentially, 48 hours ago, whatever it was. And now you're all the way up to 6. And again, that's the Eastern Conference right now. Magic 2 games back of the Pacers. What is that? 3.5 behind the Bucks for that very coveted 4 seed and home court advantage. It's not out of the realm of possibility. That's the good thing. So, all right, let's back to the chat and see what else we got here tonight. What a night. I'm just so glad the Magic won. Man. So glad the Magic won. Okay, let's see here. Matt says, any news on Suggs? I do not have anything. I've been locked in with you guys. Let me ask my fellow 6-man show people if they've said anything about Jalen in the press conference. Let's see. Cool. All right. I am curious about that. All right. Let's see here. Yeah. Colin says Stewart almost got smacked. Yeah. Stewart kept asking for it, man. It was very interesting. Jose Marrero says a Magic versus Pistons playoff series will be amazing. Great team win. Much needed. Jalen was back on the bench to end the games, hoping it's nothing serious. Go Magic. Yeah, I don't know if we'll get a Pistons Magic playoff series this year just because of the seeding. We just looked at it. They're probably going to be in the same section of the bracket, basically, or the standings. But I absolutely think these teams will face off in future playoffs. I mean, the trajectories are very similar, right? Pistons on the up. Obviously, a ton of young talent that's going to sustain them for a long time. And I think, the Magic and Pistons could face each other in Eastern Conference Finals in 5 years. Seriously, I think that could be a thing. I think they're gonna be that good. Let's see here. Excuse me. Dizzy, same vein, says felt like a new rivalry was born tonight. We will meet the Pistons and in the playoffs at some point, and it will be cracking. Yeah, that'd be fun. Super fun. Ricky says Mr. Fourth Quarter is back. Yeah, fourth quarter Franz. Love that. Dari says Franz etching his name in the Magic record book next to the GOAT, T-Mac. Love to see it. Hey, look, Franz, year 4 of Franz, putting himself right next to T-Mac in record books. Sign me up, man. It's hard to believe. That this is year 4 for Franz. Wait, is that right? No, this is year. Oh gosh, what year is this? He was drafted in 21. So this is year 4. I was right. This is year 4 for Franz. Right. Yeah. This is year 3 for Paolo, year 4 for Franz. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, it's hard to believe. Which is pretty cool. Dizzy says, remember your simulation comment earlier during the Arsenal match? That fourth quarter made me feel like I'm living a simulation as well, but in a positive way. Yeah, so Dizzy and I were talking on Twitter today about my beloved Arsenal Football Club, who you thought officiating was bad tonight for the Magic. It was, but again, I think it was bad both ways. Arsenal was bad, just one-sided. They just got absolutely jobbed today by the same ref that always does it. But anyway, that's a different conversation. Janine said our boys said we are not losing this game. Facts, man. Yeah, Scouts Week in Sports says UCF win and Magic win. Perfect Saturday. The only question is, did Orlando City win their friendly? That's what I don't know. That's the only game from the Orlando bingo card that I don't know. I got to pull it up. But that would be a nice little trifecta here. Orlando City. I did not keep up with this, obviously, today. Where is it? We're recapping. Yeah, I want the score line. What's the score? Someone tell me. 0-0. Oh, went to penalties. Hey, they won 6-5. Let's go. It's the trifecta at Orlando. Oh, man. Ella says Cade gave him that work. Dude, Cade is nasty, man. He's so good. He's so good. He's got to clean up the turnovers, all right? Like what did he end up with tonight? He didn't have 10 obviously like he did the last couple games. 5 turnovers tonight. Yeesh. Yeah, you got to get that under control, but yes. He's very, very good. And yes, Pistons are a nice young team, absolutely. Kobe Bryant says, Kevin, your post-game lives are so top-notch. Great work. Kevin's the real MVP. Oh, man. Appreciate that. Wow. Thank you so much. I was just I just kind of had a little bit of a moment because of your username, and tomorrow's January 26th. So tomorrow will be, oh, man. Tomorrow will be 5 years since we lost Kobe and Gigi. Wow. That's hard to believe. Whew. Man. Okay. I got to think about something else. Adolf says Magic City boys are back. Yeah. Felt very, very back tonight. That's for sure. Janine says Stewart is a fake tough guy. You're probably not wrong about that. Oh, that's true. Carlos says we've been fighting with the Pistons since the fight with Mo Wagner. Then the fight with Bamba. Yeah, I forgot about the Mo Wagner thing. Yeah, that was the Pistons. That was electric. That was wild. Good grief. I can't believe I forgot about that. Wow. Okay, guys. That's hilarious. Matthew says, is Gary even on the team anymore? No comment. All right. I did get some word from our dear friend Jonathan Osborne that Mason Williams, friend of the show, of Sports Illustrated, says Magic guard Jalen Suggs left tonight's game in the fourth quarter with a sore left knee. Orlando will monitor him going forward. Hey, sore left knee. Could be worse. We'll take it. Major says, this game really sparked something in me. Getting to see almost all our guys on the court was just so refreshing and happy to see. Yeah. Again, this is not something we've seen since October 28th. October 28th is the last time we had this core together. And don't forget, they're not even all there. We're still missing Goga, who by most accounts is still our starting center. You ask most Magic fans, they want Goga starting over Wendell Carter Jr. And yes, we're still missing Gary. Oh, man, I got to hit a couple more of these and call it a night. Let's see here. Wes Trueblood, I recognize you from Twitter/X. Says, nice win for the Orlando Magic. I'm a Pacer fan, but I never miss a Magic game. I know. I recognize you. Yeah, that's awesome. Also, the Pacers are under the radar. Like I don't talk about it on this show just because I'm obviously Orlando Magic through and through. But the Pacers are my second favorite team. Like just throwing that out there. That's a fact. I'm not just saying that because of US. I'm saying that because it's true. I do like the Indiana Pacers, and I wish them the best. All right, last couple thoughts here from the chat before we call it a night. Okay, El Magico. El Magico was at the game, so he's asking about Jalen Suggs. He says, we were there, so we don't know what happened to him, that he was limping. Is it serious? It doesn't sound like it's serious. Basically, it was a kind of awkward play. I'm trying to remember who he was defending. It was like, I don't remember who he was out there guarding. But regardless, I think there was a screen, and he ended up slipping on the floor, right? And it was really awkward looking. Ended up going halfway to the locker room with Arnie Kander. They showed it on the broadcast. He didn't go all the way to the locker room. He just went into the tunnel and started working on some stuff with Arnie Kander. Ended up coming back to the bench, but obviously did not come back to the game. Fortunately, it's right now being called a sore left knee, and hopefully that's all it is. Hopefully he's back on Monday. Lord knows we need him Monday in Miami. Last couple of thoughts here. El Magico also says, hit that thumbs up. Yeah, there's still a ton of you hanging out with us tonight. Please hit that like button. And if you're brand new around here, subscribe. Also, if you've never been around us before, we're the Six Man Show. We put out Orlando Magic podcast every Monday and Thursday. And then, of course, this live show after every Orlando Magic game right here on YouTube. But yeah, subscribe if you're new around here. Always want to grow this Orlando Magic fan community, especially as the team continues to grow. TJ Vroom says, over under on JB getting a fine for cussing out each ref individually. Yeah, I don't know. What was weird to me was, of all the calls that he decided to argue, it was that one. The one that Thompson didn't even argue. Like, it was a hook, right? he didn't even argue it, but I think JB Bickerstaff was just, it boiled over from a night of really poor officiating all the way around. And I'm almost positive, I am 99% sure at the end of the game, when Mosley and Luke Walton exchanged words there at the end, I am almost positive they both talked to each other about how bad that was. It's the way they interacted, the words that, not that I could read the lips or anything, but just the mannerisms between the two, it felt like, holy crap, what was that? And the other guy was like, yeah, I know, that was the disaster, That's what it felt like. Maybe that's just how I'd like to think it was, but anyway, whatever. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Franz is the dude. 100% agree. We'll see. All right. We got some people having some fun in the chat. It's fine. Matt Browning, this is a great way to end it. Says we're back. Yes, we are. Wow. I am just so relieved. I'm just so relieved at this. All right. It's amazing. So glad we're back. So glad we got a win and a fun win at that. It was a good one. Magic back in action Monday night in Miami. Several of you are going to be there. Enjoy that game. Jonathan and I will be back Monday morning for a new episode of the Six Man Show. But yeah, outside of that, have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you guys Monday morning and Monday night. And until then, let's go Magic.